Hello everyone and welcome back to Direwolf20's Let's Play featuring Industrial Craft, BuildCraft, and Equivalent Exchange. Last night I left off after building a little machine room here. Got a couple of the basic Industrial Craft items, I guess you could call them. The macerator, the generator, which is coal powered, and the electric furnace, which is powered by rechargeable batteries at the moment. I also picked up a few more pieces of rubber. And let me sleep through the night here and explain what I discovered about rubber trees. Somebody left a comment on my first YouTube post here, helping me out quite a bit actually, by pointing out the fact that rubber trees will regrow their little brown resin blocks. So I just recently harvested these rubber trees here, and looks like they haven't respawned them yet, unless they popped up here somewhere. But basically these guys, the little brown things that you want to click on with the tree tap, they will regenerate over time, and you can just keep tapping them over and over again. So you don't need to chop them down every time. So I'm going to just let these guys hang out for a bit. While they're regenerating, I'm going to head down into my mining caves and do a little bit of mining. I want to gather some more resources, and when I get done with that, I'm going to build a few more industrial craft machines, and hopefully I'll find some lapis lazuli, and I'll be able to get going with a function of the portal mod. I want to build a portal gun nice and early, and I'll show you guys why in a bit. So I'll be back once I've gathered some resources. And I'm just coming down into my mining cave. I want to point out to you guys that I'm going to start off with some branch mining here. Basically, I mined straightforward earlier before. You guys who saw my first video know I ran into this nice little lava pool here, and then just kept mining straight. I'm now going to branch off of this initial branch and head to the right. After I've mined this direction a bit, I'm going to spin around and head in this direction, and then I'll move a few blocks over and branch off again. So just going to get back to mining now, but wanted to point out that that's kind of the tactic I use. I will also most likely be moving up a couple blocks. And here's some diamond, look at that. So as you can see, if you mine here and go down here, I would have noticed that diamond up above me. But by moving over, putting a spacer in between, and going up 2 levels, and moving forward here, it just gives a little bit more availability, and there is diamond at this level, obviously. You can see I'm now at level 15 on the y-axis, and I'm going to just proceed along this route as well, just kind of, checking out both branches, and that's kind of how I mine, is down one direction and then the other. Just so you guys see this, I just stumbled upon a little natural cave here, got a little bit of lava going on, and you can see I already started planting some torches. I just want to show you guys the pattern that I use when exploring a natural cave, is I like to plant torches on my right. So anywhere I go, regardless of what I'm doing, I plant my torches on my right as I explore this cave. And then that way when I'm ready to leave the cave, it's easy to find my way out by just keeping all the torches on the left of my character as I leave. So just FYI, that's how I explore caves. So I'm going to go check this guy out. If I see anything neat down here, I'll start the recording again. Otherwise, just assume I'm looking for ores and mining. Got a little zombie friend down there. Looks like maybe some redstone as well, but I'm not going to venture down there as I only have a stone sword and no armor yet. So I'm trying to avoid any zombies or enemies I run into. And some creepers coming at me. Just had one explode right next to me here, and got this one. Nice. Yeah, I'm thinking I should probably be getting out of this cave soon. Well, I just got back from my mining haul. Did pretty well. A good amount of iron, a few diamonds, some redstone, uranium, and copper, tin, and gold. Good old stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and start macerating. I guess I'll probably do my gold first. Why not? Probably gonna want to build another macerator soon, so let's actually do iron first. I like to have 2 or 3 macerators going at once, especially once I get some better power going on here. I'm also going to be building a few more generators, some more batteries. I'm probably going to build this stuff with the recording off, just because you guys have seen it all already. So let me get this room in order for some more machining, and I'll be back in a bit. I do want to show you guys this real quick while I've got a chance. You can see I haven't touched these trees, obviously, while I've been downstairs, and they grew a few more resin spots, so that's, you know, always nice. Gonna make a bunch more rubber now. Rubber being very useful, obviously, for wires and whatnot. Do note that the resin can hide underneath leaves and stuff, so that's why you see me kind of looking up as I circle my tree here. Let's go ahead inside and cook this stuff. How's my battery doing here? Good. Alright, so I'm going to continue making a couple things. Let's wait for this to cook a minute. Okay. Gonna throw some copper in a line here. Just making 2 stacks of that, obviously. One more. And I want to build a few more batteries. I decided to go with iron furnaces here, just because if I'm going to be cooking with coal, I might as well do it the most efficient way. An iron furnace, like I mentioned yesterday, is 25% faster and uses less coal. I think it uses 1 chunk of coal per 10 smelting processes rather than per 8. I'm going to try out a single-use battery real quick. Let's get this stuff out of here. I want to drop a piece of coal in. Of course, I don't have any on me right now. Single-use batteries in the original industrial craft weren't quite as useful, but if I'm looking at it online, it might be more useful nowadays, so I want to check these guys out. I wonder if the old tin buckets still work. So you can use tin in place of iron for buckets. Grab some water real quick. Ran into a few creepers outside. If we combine a water bucket and a piece of coal dust, which I got out of the macerator, we get a hydrated coal dust. And according to what I'm looking at online now, if I combine some redstone, hydrated coal dust, look at that, 8 single-use batteries. Now, okay, they only have 1,000 energy units, where the rechargeable batteries hold 10,000 energy units. So it is a little bit less efficient, but it might be nice just because I'm so short on generators and stuff at the moment, it might be nice to get going on that. So again, much less energy storage, but let's see how these work. Yeah, see, I can throw a stack in there, and it'll just kind of plug on through. So, nice way to do that. So I'm going to let these guys cook up. Alright guys, so I'm about to build a new machine here. I still have a lot of my stuff cooking over there, but I do want to get a new machine going here. And I want to show you the extractor. So the extractor needs a machine block, which you just saw me build. It also needs a circuit. And it needs 4 tree taps, which I think you guys saw me build last time, but just in case I built them again. And you build an extractor like so. Extractors, remember how I said how important rubber is and sticky resin? Well, extractors will do a lot better than throwing sticky resin in a furnace. Let me go stick my extractor down here at the end, throw a battery into it. So you guys probably noticed earlier that when I threw sticky resin into a smelter, I got 1 rubber per sticky resin. Now you're going to see with the extractor, I get 3 rubber per sticky resin. How nice is that? So I just tripled my rubber income by building an extractor. Much more efficient, obviously. I believe, I'm not sure, I think you can even put rubber tree wood in there. I want to check that out. So I'm just going to throw 1 block of rubber wood in there. It does extract. Let's see how much I get. Looks like 1. Okay, so now you have a way of turning rubber wood into rubber using the extractor, and of course the resin triples your income. So I'm also going to build a couple more machines here. I'm going to build a couple more macerators here, because like I said, those things are great. You can see how quickly I'm running through my copper cable here to build this stuff, as well as my iron. But of course, macerators are massively useful. Now I can macerate a lot quicker. The next thing I'm going to build is some more power generation features. Obviously, the more machines I build, the more power I need. So I'm going to go ahead and start working on that in a moment once I get some more materials here. Since I do have some of my tin and copper dust, I want to show you guys a quick recipe that I'm going to need to use. For every 1 tin and 3 copper in a pattern like this, you get 2 bronze dust. So 1, 2, 3, 6 bronze dust here. And I'm going to go cook that real quick. I also made some glass. Okay, bronze. Bronze can be used for a bunch of different things, but the most useful is the wrench. That's used for manipulating a lot of industrial craft tools and utilities. If I were to just mine one of these blocks right now, I would lose it. So if I used a mining pick on one of these guys, it would break and be gone. If I really want to break it apart, I need to use the wrench on it by right-clicking, and I'd get the item back. So now that I've built a wrench, I want to build a solar panel. So I need some coal dust. Threw some coal into my macerator there. Just went and checked my rubber trees, and they've been regenerating resin pretty frequently, but it seems like they're slowing down. I don't know if that's just, you know, my observation. So I do have a bunch of rubber wood from earlier. I'm going to extract some rubber out of that guy, because I'm going to need a bunch of cables for what I'm about to build. Okay, so the next device I want to make is a solar generator. It generates electricity, energy per second. I think energy units is what it's called, EU. And it generates a good amount of electricity. 1 EU per frame is the way he calculates it. It's not really per second. So right now my coal generator here is generating 5 energy units per frame. So, you know, 5 solar collectors is going to be equivalent to 1 coal power generator. But of course the nice thing about solar collectors is they run off the sun, so I don't have to keep feeding coal into my generator to generate electricity. So one of the first things I'm going to need is to create 5 regular generators, and that's done as so. With 5 iron furnaces, 5 refined iron, and 5 rechargeable batteries, I get 5 generators. collectors. Now I stick these guys in here. I'm going to need some coal dust and some glass. And I've got 5 solar panels now. Excellent. The next thing I want to make is a bat box. There's several unit items in industrial craft that can store energy. So solar collectors are going to be creating energy, but it's not going to go anywhere unless it's directly powering a machine, which would be great if the machine's running, but if the machine's not running, this energy is just going to be wasted. So I'm going to build a bat box, which is the first tier of energy collection. Looks like I can probably want to build 2 of them. Well, let's just try 1 for now. I need 3 batteries. Need a cable here, some wood. It's using wood, so it must be pretty low tier. And there's a bat box. So I'm going to check out how that works. I'm also going to grab what I can over here from my rubber. Gonna build another one of these real quick. Okay, 2 bat boxes now, and of course solar power is outside, so I'm just gonna sleep through the night here real fast. Oh good, it looks like my rubber trees are creating resin again, so maybe they do create resin, you know, unlimited forever. I don't know. Collect more of that later. So, a good spot, I guess, to put my solar collectors is going to be here. I want to lay down a couple pieces of cable. Oh, that's cool. Cable looks a little different right now than it used to. I'm going to lay down my bat box. Now you can see that the bat box looks like wood-ish all on one side, but the top there has this little knob on it. That's the output block. So pretty much what happens is energy is going to be output from the spot with the circle on it, and the other 5 sides of the bat box are going to be the energy input. And if I take my wrench and right click on one of the input sides, it's going to change. Let's try this. Okay, so now it's outputting power from the bottom, and it's going to input power from the sides. If I right click on the bat box by itself, you can see 0 out of 40,000. It doesn't have anything charged in it right now, obviously. So I'm going to stick this cable back on, looking pretty good. And I'm going to put my let me go make a couple more cables real quick. Okay, just went and built a couple more cable. I think I've got enough for now. I gotta look at some more in a bit. And then I'm going to put my solar collectors like so. This was a solar flower design. This is the start of one. Let me get up high so you can see. So I've currently got 5 solar pieces here. I could put a couple more around the outer edge here and a couple more on top, and eventually you can have 13 solar collectors per bat box. And if I look at my bat box now, you can see it's quickly filling up with energy. So I'm getting a good amount of energy out of this solar collectors just by having them sit out here in the sun. Of course, they only work during the day. Right now you can see my power output is 32 energy. Let me go get a manipulator. I, of course, have to go make a couple more cables. Okay, just put together a couple more cable here. I'm going to need another electrical circuit and some cable down here to make an EU reader. Okay. And what this device does tells you how much current is flowing through a cable. So if I go right click on this, start a new measurement. Okay. So you can see that there's 2 energy per time frame because there's 2 solar panels connected to this cable. Okay, there's only one unique solar power connected to this cable because this solar generator is connected to both this cable and this one, so it's functioning over here. So you can see collectively I'm getting about 2 from this cable, 2 from that cable, and 1 from this one for a combined 5, which makes sense because we get 1 energy per second per solar collector. So this guy's quickly filling up. Now, this is telling me that there's nothing flowing through it. I'm guessing that's because it's not connected to anything, so it's not actually draining out of the bat box. So what I'm going to do, dig a hole into my wall here. Now I'm just going to take this battery out of here, of course. Stick the rest of my rubber wood in. While that's draining, I'm going to run, probably just have barely enough here, maybe. I'm not going to connect it yet. I'm going to wait for this power to drain out. Okay, so out of power. Just enough cable, it looks like. I'm going to stick this guy down here, and what should happen is the power from the bat box will start draining and going into my extractor here and powering it using the electricity that's stored in the bat box. So let's give it a shot. Oh, so I don't know if you guys can see that, but the cable's running now into my extractor. Extractor has power. If we check the current on this line, 2.5, so about 2 energy per second on average. And if I look at the wiki, extractors reportedly use, according to the wiki, 2 energy per second to operate. So looks like the extractor is now using exactly as much power as it needs. If we go up here and look at the bat box, we should still be gaining power, though almost not as quickly, because we still have 5 coming in and 2 going out per time frame. So that's the bat box, solar energy, and I have to go make a couple more cables now so that I can cable up the rest of my room here. So I just closed up my wall here real quick. I'm probably going to relocate these cables a little bit deeper underground. But as you can see now, this extractor is just going to run and run and run. As long as that bat box has power, it's going to continue to run. And I no longer have to stick batteries in here. If I get enough bat boxes stuck together, they'll be collecting energy all day long, and I'll be hard-pressed to drain them all, even to power a good majority of my machines in this room. Once I get some more advanced materials, I'll be able to build the next tier up from the bat box is the MFE, and that guy, the bat box, can store 40,000 EU, and you can see it's draining now. It's nighttime. It's night, there's no sun, solar collector's not feeding this guy. It just stopped draining because I probably just ran out of resin in the extractor there. So this guy can store 40,000 EU. The MFE, which is tier 2, can store, I want to say, 600,000. So significantly more energy storage in the MFE, but that requires 4 diamonds and a couple other materials that I'm not ready to spend right now. So I'm going to go collect more resources. As you can see, I'm pretty much out of copper and a couple other things that I need. So I'm going to go take care of that for a bit, and I will be back when I'm ready to build more machines. Before I go, I actually want to feature one more function here. As you remember, these rechargeable batteries store about 10,000 energy. So now that I have a bat box, I don't have to wait for coal to charge them up. I don't need them as much because I'm going to be running cables over to all my machines, but I can just throw them in the bat box and it will quickly drain the energy, and you can see how fast it's filling that guy up. And it took about, like I said, 10,000. So I can fill my batteries up directly out of my bat box now, and that's a lot quicker than waiting for the coal. And again, it's kind of free because it's solar power that's feeding the bat box. Well guys, this feels like as good a time as any to wrap up episode 2 of my Industrial Craft, BuildCraft, and Equivalent Exchange mod feature Let's Play. Obviously, I'm mostly focusing on Industrial Craft right now, just because it's the newest mod that I got. I've used the original Industrial Craft, but IC2 just came out, and that's what I'm really checking out. I'm going to be building some BuildCraft stuff. A lot of the good BuildCraft things require a lot of diamonds, so obviously early on there. And Equivalent Exchange items I haven't really built much of yet, because that requires a lot of diamonds. Anyone who's not familiar with Equivalent Exchange, your average item needs about 120 diamonds or so. So, going to be a little bit before I start building any of those. But I do want to get a portal gun soon. Like I said, I didn't find any lapis lazuli earlier, so going to get a portal gun as soon as I get some of that, and some other cool little things going on. So stay tuned for episode 3, where hopefully I'll get some more stuff going on in my base.